Women late stereotype is BS. At what point are you just supposed to be a responsible adult with time management? I wonder if your boss would be okay with tardiness because you're a female.
Do you want to respond to that?
Yeah, they don't understand my situation, or like,
I just feel like, because I flew all the way from Canada and I planned accordingly. Like, you knew you were coming on this podcast.
But you're an OnlyFans creator, are you not?
And what does that have to do with
being? And she was still more punctual than you, so get it together.
Making money, right? Like, you're here promoting yourself. I'm here,
okay, at the end of the day,
here.
you were late and you wasted everyone's time, and there's consequences. And so the consequences that Brian's going to poke a little bit of fun. You can handle it.
That's why I'm saying
It's fine.
Talk about it for
Let's
an
go.
hour and a half.
That's fine.
Like,
Malia the homie.
You even said you're.
Tie me up. Let me be the video.
It's okay. We're here. But there's going to be a little bit of
but
jokes.
I want to dive.
God.
What's going on, Nick?
Can you speak closer to the mic?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Let's dive a little bit into. You made a comment about her doing
that doesn't have
OnlyFans.
anything
What
to
did
do
you
with coming
What
down
did
here.
you mean by that?
It's more of an incentive to be on time.
I do not give a fuck. These are my two best friends. I came here for them more than anything. Being on this podcast is obviously great. Like, it's fun, but this was not the main reason
And
at all.
so she values being on the
No.
podcast. What's the point?
Wait, how about
So what's the point?
How about the
fine.
impetus? How about regardless of like what you stand to personally gain by being on the podcast? I think that's irrelevant when it comes to your punctuality.
Yeah, 100%.
Whether you have hundreds of thousands of dollars to gain from being on the podcast, or you have zero to gain, your word has to mean something.
Yeah.
That's what's important. Hey, I'm gonna be here at this time. It's just the courteous thing. That's it.
Let's also back up. You said you're a fan of the show.
Yeah, I just don't know how to like travel and time manage. I don't travel often for work, so it's not like it's a new.
You should have
but the-
planned in advance and been
I'm
early
not.
then.
It's not an excuse. I apologize for
like
wasting everybody's
functionality
time.
is important, and apologies have been made, and
Yeah.
I think we should
I
move
can bow
on.
to everybody.
Like, we've all been
When we
late
do the
in
bowing
No,
session,
the bow's fine.
Like-
I'll bow
Don't
to
need the
every
bow.
single person
I'll pass
at
on the
the
bow.
table. Throwing it out there.
For the record, I think that the stereotype that women are late can sometimes be true. I think women take longer to get ready just because like we have hair and makeup to do, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't be held accountable when we are late. Like, for instance, I planned accordingly. I got in yesterday and I spent time, and she apologized, and I think people make mistakes and that's okay. Doesn't mean we're not holding them accountable, but I do think there is something to note.
I still think even with like you need to do your hair and makeup, like you should know, you should plan accordingly, like
right.
get it done
No,
early
I
and
agree.
get there on time. You're a
Like, have you
responsible
never
adult.
been late to something important ever in your life?
No
I
one's
do
saying
not
you
fuck around
can't
with
be
being
late, but
We're
if
just
you're
saying
late,
being
they're
late
gonna
is
poke
rude.
fun at it.
Like, I know
It's not
but
a
I'm
big
just like,
deal.
It has
You're
happened
not-
in everybody's life where
Who I
you've been
spoke
late to
about.
something that you wanted
Exactly,
to
and
be
we've
there.
all faced
I'm
the
gonna give you
consequences
some
for that
context
thing.
real quick from an outsider's perspective. So like you mentioned that Brian is angry, right? And you, when you were late and you came in, you mentioned that he could speed things up by providing everybody a release ahead of time. These things are irritating to somebody that is already dealing with the lateness, right? And it's a business for him. It's not just like showing up and sitting down and hanging out. And so what you're seeing, like the irritation comes from that. And then it's the way that you deal with being called out on it is probably more important, at that point. And then we're gonna talk about it for a long time, probably until that kind of registers. That's just what it feels like to
Couple
me.
different things. I've seen Brian's
God, bro.
podcast. One, he's angry in almost all his podcasts. But secondly,
But at
we
what
didn't-
though?
When
At
I
what?
when I came here,
I'm actually pretty charitable.
People being late.
Okay,
I'd say I'm pretty
well,
charitable most of the time.
viewers have their perspectives of the video. But anyways,
Cool.
whenever you
Were
mentioned
you pretty
the-
mad that night in
you-
Vegas?
You mentioned I'm trying to be respectful and answer a question that was asked from me. So whenever you were mentioning the release form, we were
Holy
sitting down
fuck, bro.
and, the show wasn't starting yet. So I was like, might as well use my time and take a picture of a form, which took 3 seconds. It didn't delay the show. On the matter of me being here, I was already here. I was like 30 minutes. But I'm just saying, whenever I came here, since we had some time, I try to
cares?
use that time. Like, why not? I would have done that if everybody was sitting down and y'all were trying to like roll up and start it. And I'm like, actually, hold up, let me do this. Like,
Everyone was sitting down.
Really
Yeah, we
rude.
were trying to
That's
get
the thing
going.
is we were trying to kind of sort things out while we were all sitting around together, and you just got up and like started doing like if you had said like, hey, actually I'm gonna go sign the release form, that would have made sense. But you just got up, didn't say anything to anyone, and we didn't know what was going on.
How long was it until I took the picture and came back to sit down?
You were arguing with them before you sat down.
I also think it's really important to like meet with people before and build rapport, and that's something I really wanted to do.
Well,
I
if you
wish I
showed
could have
up
gotten
early.
here earlier to do
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So I'm upset for myself that I didn't get here earlier.
For the rapport building, yeah. That would have been nice.
I'm being genuine. Like
But also, you said this
not.
is a business, so I was just trying to give you business advice. If you don't like it,
Holy fuck. Just stop. Just stop. Just stop.
Okay.
I don't even know. Look, your whole argument's about, well, because you were challenging them. Well, haven't you ever been late to something? But like, do you realize like there's being late 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and then there's being like, what the, like egregious late. You were an hour late. You were an hour and 30 minutes late. That's fucking crazy. Now you guys say, well, my time management. Look, when you wake up in the morning, you go on your Maps app, you like Google Maps or the Apple Maps. Whoops, sorry, holy fuck. Came out of nowhere. It's really good at predictive timing. So you could put that shit in at 7 a.m. It'll tell you how long it'll take to
traffic
take.
wouldn't be counted for, so it would be
It does.
In the army, if
inaccurate.
I was late to the 15 minutes early formation, my life would be hell. I'd also have to do 200 to 300 plus push-ups. I'd like to see the late 304s do push-ups. Maybe they can learn through pain.
I don't even think I can do
I mean,
push-up.
do I bust out the dunce cap? Where's the dunce
I don't even know
right
what.
Oh, no, it's okay. It's okay.
Well,
It's okay.
These apps also now can actually plan, like Waze, for example. You can plan a drive and it'll try to account for the traffic.
If I, yeah,
I'll
no,
check
if
it
I,
out, but also, like,
what do you mean check it
yeah.
out? How long have you had an iPhone for?
I didn't know
Apple
Waze
Maps, Google Maps.
existed, yeah.
If you type in the address, I'll do this before I'm planning, like an hour before I'm even planning to leave, so I know, like, okay, shoot, I gotta leave at this time. You can plan it in, and it'll predictively tell you your ETA. You can even say, you can even plan
didn't
something.
know.
No, you
Like,
can even
you
hold on.
dissed
Stop.
me
Stop.
on
Stop.
being a Gen Z, but
stop.
also
Stop talking.
shame me for not knowing
Stop
a specific
talking.
feature?
Stop. So you can even put it in, and then, oh, I want to leave 2 weeks from now on a Tuesday at 3 p.m. and it'll predictively tell you at that time how long it'll be. And we, in our pre-show notes, we actually tell you, hey, plan ahead. Please arrive on time. Plug it into the Maps app so that you can arrive on time and know how long it's going to take to arrive. That's it. Easy.
I didn't know. Well, I'll
What do you
check it.
mean you didn't know?
I've never seen that feature.
You've never used
You mean
Google
the apps? The
No,
Maps app?
I've used the map, but I didn't know you could change like what time you're going to. It would just pull up if you were going now.
Google.com. You can do that shit in Google.
Well, thank you for letting me know. But also, like earlier, you were shaming me for like wanting to be on my phone and being Gen Z. But now that I don't know a specific feature on an app, I'm being shamed for it. Like double
not
bind,
shaming,
kind of
it's
like
humbling.
decide if it's good to be technology or not.
Okay, going back to
So-
you, disregarded. So going back to you, let's actually have a conversation about the dating component of this. So, your position is what? When it comes to dating and being late as a woman?
that there's a reason why men, there's a
stop.
reason why men
Oh
and
my
women are
God,
different. So men use a different part of their brain, and women are usually late because they're trying to get ready for their man or.
I don't think that's a good excuse. I think if you really care about a man and respect him, you're going to be there on time.
I agree.
You're
I don't have an. I mean, it's not. I don't know
I'm
what
so
you're
glad
trying to
I'm
pull
not
out of
dating
me.
donated $100.
Yeah, she's sorry.
Ha ha ha. She wants to give business advice. So first what you do is stab them in the neck. Wait, no. Wrong situation. Anyways, about those release forms, Brian. This is Sparta. Please.
Yo, I'm so glad I'm not dating. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's quite a doozy today. Okay, so your position is what?
My position is I apologize.
No.
Okay.
I've already
That was
told
your
you.
position.
No.
Do you wanna know, like, where my brain goes?
No,
Okay.
stop. I've already moved on from the meta conversation about you as this. You're very like self-centered. You know the concept solipsism? Mm-hmm. You thinking you're the center of the universe. I'm asking about your position as a general dating stance. You're saying that women have less agency when it comes to being on time in a general dating context. Forget that you were an hour and 30 minutes late. Just address the actual point you were trying to make.
No, I'm not saying that.
That's exactly what you were saying.
I'm saying it's like how much energy the other person's putting into the situation, how much the other person puts back.
So I'm just so I understand. So is your justification that women have leeway to be late because they put on makeup and take a bit of extra time to get ready? Is that your argument?
My thing was commenting that it's a stereotype for a reason.
Yeah.
That's
it's
it.
not a justification.
It's not a
just
justification.
Like a
It
truth.
is what it is.
And it doesn't mean we shouldn't be held accountable. Like, there's no excuse if I'm late for something. That's not an excuse, but there are usually reasons, and usually women's reasons
And
are a lot different.
I humbly take my spanking from anyone else who wants to verbally give it to me. That's fine.
It seems like you're walking back your position a little bit because I'm giving you pushback on your position, because you were originally claiming that, well, this is just kind of the fanciful way that women are. We're just sort of these, creatures that just, if we're late, whatever. It's because we got to put on our makeup. That seemed to be your previous position. Now you're saying, well, no, I'm actually just pointing out the stereotype. So which one is it?
My position is that men need to learn more patience, I think.
Well, see now, okay, that's something that I can address.
Not you necessarily.
so-
This is your podcast. You're running a business. You humbly have.
So in a
right
dating
to be
context,
angry.
no, oh my God, the solipsism is really insane with you. Again, I'm not talking about your specific, you being an hour and 30 minutes late to this podcast. So when it comes to a general dating context, is your position that men need to learn more patience because women are going to be late for dates? Is that your argument? Because that's the words that just came out of your mouth. Men need to accept women's tardiness. Men need to be more patient.
I don't think I said any of those things.
No, that's literally what you said. Did you not just say men need to learn to be more patient? Am I wrong? Did you
No,
not
she
just
just
say
said that.
I didn't say that.
Your
men
argument's kind
need
of
to
been leading
learn?
that way. I know you
Bro,
didn't say
this
it
is a
correctly,
scary
but-
woman. I'm being dead serious. Like, it's scary in the sense that, like, you just said something. You just said something, and now you're denying that you said it.
But we're having like a conversation, and so like we're talking about.
So
we're
what
trying to
he's
clarify
deducted
your
from the
point.
things that you've said is that, because that's what it's led into. That's what you're saying is that's what it sounds
Not
like.
even deducted. She just said it. She just said men should be more
Verbatim.
patient.
yeah. Sure.
Like, I'm not gaslighting you, right?
Yeah.
Those are the words, and I feel like I accurately.
Well, I was just thinking of like when she's trying to get like her point across, and you
Yo.
get angry.
Holy shit.
And
Kindly
it's just
speak
a
into the
lit-
microphone.
It's a little bit of patience, like just taking a breath sometimes instead of snapping. Like women are
We're
more.
trying to have more of a general conversation and
About
let
dating.
go of the.
Yeah, we're talking about dating.
These two
Are
specific
you
situations.
liquored up? Are
no,
you?
I'm fine.
You're sober?
I have to go to the restroom really bad.
Are
I've
you
been
sober?
driving for like 4.5 hours, and I'm a little bit nervous.
to get up? Go to the bathroom.
Yeah,
I
you
don't
can
know where
get
the
up and
restroom
go.
is.
That's right when you walk
Yeah,
in.
it's
Yeah,
just like
yeah,
by
yeah.
the front, the door's
It's-
open. You can just get up and go.
Okay. Yeah. You can come back, but yeah, go
You can come
empty out your bladder.
You're welcome.
Maybe that'll help. Maybe it's backed up or something.
I mean, hey, sometimes I really have to pee. I can't
Ooh,
think. So.
wow.
Hey, I feel like what she was trying to say is that, like,
It's expected.
okay, men should, like, I think everyone should be more patient. Like, I think patience is great, but that doesn't excuse when someone is late. Like, you can be patient. Like, I do think, like, Brian, if you had to sit for 3 hours and do your hair and makeup, you might have some more patience. That doesn't excuse being late.
I take
It
over an
doesn't
hour to do my
excuse.
makeup, and I have no patience at all.
You also just can't evade the consequences of your actions. If you're
Right.
late, that's gonna happen.
No, I agree.
Men don't need to learn more patience. You should probably just sit with the consequences and get over it.
Here,
Yeah.
Learn how to
look,
be on time.
let's be charitable here. So her position is, okay, let's say you're meeting someone for a date, right? And the guy says, well, meet me at 5 p.m., 5:00, not just 5 p.m., like 5:00. 5 p.m., we're going to go get dinner. Let's say that she's 20 minutes late. Does the man need to learn more patience, or does she need to learn to be on time?
She needs to be on time.
Why can't it be both?
Nah,
20 minutes late.
both.
Why does it
that's
have to be
victim
this
blaming.
crazy?
That's
20
kind
minutes
of
is crazy.
victim blaming.
But also,
Kind of
can
victim blaming.
let's
I
just
would
see the
never.
forest from the trees. I was 30 minutes, an hour late, and she was an hour 30 minutes late. We both apologized. We both acknowledged that being on time is good, and we just wanted to move on. And since
We are
were just
moving on. We're
lingering
talking about
it-
dating.
me, though?
Bro, I've repeated myself multiple
No, no,
times.
no, no, let
We're
me-
having a general conversation.
yeah.
I've moved on from the fact
Yeah,
that
just
you
for
were
dating. I'm saying like
an hour late and she was an hour and 30 minutes late. We're having a general conversation. I know
which-
you want to make it about you.
no.
But
I
we
wanted to
ain't
provide
talking about
context
that.
because she was under pressure whenever we were talking about that stuff.
But
So
also,
she,
like-
whenever she said those,
Living under
that statement,
donated
you know.
$100. This is so awkward. We all know she's pissing listening to y'all talk about her Lamau.
But my thing is also like if you're sitting at a restaurant and you're waiting 20 minutes for your date to show up, would you not get upset? Like I would be very upset.
You could be upset, but you can still like.
I would
be
leave.
patient.
Yeah, at that point
how
I'd be like
long?
20
After how long?
minutes.
Let's
it
talk about that. Let's
depends.
talk about that. Let's try to keep it just dating
It
related.
depends on what the reason was, though. Like if she was
We'll
like,
get
my
into
dog
that.
died, I'm gonna be
We'll
like,
get
oh,
into
I'm
that.
so sorry.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you call
we
me,
can
but like
get
if I'm
into it.
sitting
Yeah.
there alone, I have no word
Well,
from
yeah.
you. I'm gonna be very
Oh,
upset.
I would be pissed too if someone just
But that's
like
the thing.
didn't
Mine had no
communicate.
word.
A lot of
No, they did.
restaurants
Did they
also don't
communicate?
seat you unless your full party's there. So it's not, you can't even order food and like,
yeah,
oh,
that's
We'll
You're
get
just, like,
into the, we'll
standing
get
there.
into the late thing. Okay.
I think it just
Hold
depends
on.
on the reasoning.
Wait, let me read a couple chats, then we'll get into